Okay, from here, guys, we just inputted the data. This is first period. We entered the 29 points of data that we collected together, okay? From here, we're going to finish it up with practice, but I'm going to also finish it by showing you how to calculate a linear regression. Okay, so follow me very carefully. From here, we're going to press Control, this big old blue button, and the dock button, because you're accessing the plus page, okay? From that, you're going to press the number 5, because you're basically going to start creating a scatter plot that's a representation of all those points, okay? If you fall behind, just look up here, please, and then just watch the video, okay? We're going to soft mouse until we get to the very, very bottom. And this big old square keypad, we're going to click the insert button, the enter button, and we're going to access it as what variable? X. So press enter. Your points will start moving around. Now let's soft mouse over to the left. We're going to click to enter the Y value. Now you have all your data set points that are all from what we gathered yesterday in class. Any questions right now? Okay. If you look at your data points right here, it says linear regression instructions basically for the Nspire. The only things that we did not do that we need to finish here at the end is that we're going to do this linear regression. Okay? So what I want you to do is we're going to go menu. We're going to do analyze, just like it has on your paper, and we're going to go to regression, and we're going to show the linear. Okay? So show the linear, and there's the linear regression. Basically saying, guys, if this was a linear representation, this would be my average that would fall in between all of the data points. There should be not an exact amount of points above and below, but fairly close to it. This is like your average per se. Okay, I'm going to do that one more time. We just finished our points. We would press menu. We'd go to analyze. We would go to regression. And then we would go linear. So we would show the linear, and you still have it as far as there being shown. Now look at this. This is b plus mx. You could do either that, b plus mx, or you can do mx plus b. Chances are you're going to do that mx plus b, because that's what most people are used to showing, okay? So there's your mx plus b. And there's an equation that was shown whenever we popped it up, and that's the equation that we're going to follow, okay? So let me show that one more time. Let's hide the linear regression. So you just have your data points. You have menu. You can press 4 for analyze, 6 for regression, and you can press 1 to show that linear regression. Are y'all with me, guys? Okay, so on standard, default. In Algebra 2, we talked about this, all the Algebra 2 teachers, and we want you basically already doing things that you will be doing in AP Calc. So I want you to round to 3 decimal places. So on your paper, right here, the very bottom right, in that big old box that says linear regression for Nspire calculator, where it says write the line of best fit from our data, what I want you to do is write what you see. Should be something close to the following. Y equals 0.117x plus 3.887. Now let's talk about that real quick. If we're rounding to 3 decimal places, it's called rounding or truncating. We're looking at this 6 and we're looking at this 6. If I truncate, that means I just cut it off, and it would be 0.116. If I were to round, and you can do either one, it would be 0.117 because the 9 makes the 6 round up. Okay? And the same thing over here with your B value. It would be 3.886 because you're just cutting it off and writing the first 3. But if you round it, it would be 3.887 because this 7 is going to make that 6 round. You're only allowed on your quizzes and tests to be 1/1000th of a point off. So all of this right here, basically, this or this would be the answer on your quizzes and tests. Okay, so that's the accuracy that we're going to be holding you to. In the directions for your quizzes and tests, sometimes it'll say round to 2 or 3 or 4 decimals. If it doesn't say it, what's the default? 3, no matter what, okay? So 3 is that magic number. Questions over the graph and how to use it to get the linear regression. Okay, so now, on this other form that was foundations of graphing, what I want you to do is, I want you to go ahead and sketch that linear regression. I want you to put that line, just like you see it on your graph, of basically where would it have gone if I went ahead and graphed the linear regression. And then number 4 says, how do you describe where to put a line on a graph? Well, let me let you catch up, because some of you are finishing graphing that real quick. So you graph all the points, the bottom left, and then you're going to graph that nice line that goes through. And if you want to copy mine, that's fine. That's fine because it's basically the same data points, okay? Just make sure that you have it on your graph as well.
Sir, I'm completely lost.
Okay, yeah, you'll just find it. I can't catch you up. You missed day 1, okay? Alright, so let's go to... Okay, so let's go to that number 4. And if we're talking about that number 4, what I'm asking you is, on that number 4, how do you describe where to put a line on the graph? Okay, so think about what you just did as far as the data point collection, as far as putting all that graph together, and the way we would put y equals mx plus b. Do I have any takers as far as what they think that is for number 4? It's basically just an equation, okay? So what I want you to do is I just want you to write an equation right there, okay? So how do you describe where to put a line on a graph? It's by an equation. I put y equals mx plus b. This is number 4 on the foundations of graphing. Okay, so now we just finished the data entry points. We did the graph, we put the line of best fit, we've described the features of it. Are there any other questions from what we did with the calculator? Okay, we'll go ahead and pause or stop this video. Whoops.